I'm on the morning of day 9 of what was going to be a 9 or 10 day road trip, and I want to talk to you about things that I've learned in those 9 days. Just a little bit of background. I'm in my mid-50s. I just learned how to ride a motorcycle 4 years ago, and I've never done an overnight road trip before now. So I stayed in hotels, so that meant packing was a little bit less than what I probably would have needed if I was camping. So one thing I've learned is I really don't need to pack that much. You can find a hotel that has laundry, and initially I thought maybe doing laundry would be a waste of time, but if I'm staying at the hotel anyway, I can just do laundry. So that would cut down my luggage by quite a bit. Another thing I learned is to always be prepared. Now, you can't be prepared for everything. However, I've never had a flat tire on any of my motorcycles, and it was on day 4 that I got a flat tire. So that was a new experience. Just feeling the flat was a new experience, and then having to plug my motorcycle tire. Now, I didn't need to practice. Doing plugs is somewhat straightforward, but I've also done them years before on car tires, so I knew what I was doing. But if you're uncomfortable doing something like that, you might want to practice. While I was sitting on the side of the road, trying to find this hole in the tire, and I couldn't find it, I started thinking that I should have packed tubes, or at least one tube that you could use for the front and back. Now, I'll have to look into it, but I think if you get, in this case, an adventure bike's got a larger front wheel and a smaller rear wheel. If you get the larger tube, you can still use it in the back in a pinch. But there was something I thought, maybe I should bring tools to change a tire completely, pull the tire off the rim, and then put the tube in. Before I left, I dropped my pump. I had a hand pump that I was going to bring. I still don't know if I would have needed a hand pump, but if my rechargeable pump had gone bad or wasn't working, then I would have been stuck in the side of the road without being able to fix my tire, without being able to inflate it. And from experience on this trip, I brought that everywhere, and at one point, a few days after I got the flat tire, I noticed that my pump was on. It was turned on with a flashlight, built-in flashlight turned on, and it was nearly dead by the time I got back to the hotel room. So if I needed that to fill up another flat tire, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I think for the next time, I am going to pack my small bike pump. It's just a tiny little thing. It's lightweight, and sure, it would take a long time to pump the tire, but at least I would be stuck there on the side of the road. So that kind of goes into money. Money, I budgeted for this trip what I thought it would cost. It's now cost a bit more because of the flat tire that I had. And but just be aware, have a contingency fund on hand. The other thing to prepare for, I suppose, could be the loneliness. And it depends on the kind of person you are. For me, I'm much of an introvert, so while I'm on the road, I don't get lonely. I'm really good at just getting some food, going back to my hotel room, getting ready for the next day. I like stopping at sites by myself. I have no issue with that. Little side trips, no problem. But if you're a people person, a road trip, I would imagine, could get pretty lonely. Now, I was with a friend for a few days, and that was really nice. I enjoyed that. But when it's time to get back on the road again, I'm totally fine. I packed rain gear, just in case. I've talked to enough people who have done travels that come across rain where you might not expect rain. And I wasn't expecting rain on this trip at all. And then yesterday, I hit absolute downpours. It started at my hotel with a sprinkle, so I threw on my rain gear. And by the time I was well into the highway, it was a complete downpour for hundreds of miles. Also, I had an engine light come on my motorcycle. Now, the motorcycle seemed to be running fine on the day that the light came on, so I was stressed about it, but I ignored it. But then on the next day, when I started my motorcycle up, it was pouring rain and that light was on. I thought to myself, I really didn't want to get stuck on the side of the road with an engine that breaks down because I ignored the light. So I looked up somewhere, and there was the dealer, Carl Cycles, in Boise, Idaho. And I'm really glad I did, because it ended up being a minor problem, but it could have led to a bigger problem, and I was already seeing gas mileage issues on my gas gauge. Mentally, I was better off for the rest of the trip, and they did say to me that at some point, if my motorcycle was registering this issue, it could go into limp mode. So don't ignore the little things. Fix them before they become bigger things. And it could be anything. My example is just the engine light. I guess it depends where you are, because if you're really in the middle of nowhere traveling the world, you may not have a choice to fix that engine light. Depending on the bike you ride, I would say take lots of rest stops. I think today's going to be a rest stop day for me. I'm going to take a lot of time. I still have a few hundred miles to get before I go home. The past 2 days, I didn't take very many rest stops. I basically gassed up and off I went. I stopped somewhere for lunch and gone again. And by the time I got to my hotel room last night, my shoulders were aching, and I was just tired. Now, part of that was probably the wind. It was a very windy ride yesterday, and the rain for hundreds of miles was pretty taxing. The other thing that I learned is to enjoy the scenery. Just enjoy where I'm riding, especially where it's someone different. Which brings me to another point, and that is decide where you're riding. Are you going to be riding any interstates? Are you going to be riding any back roads? Be prepared for the different type of riding. You know, some of the interstates going through Utah were 80 miles an hour. And that's well above the speeds that we do in British Columbia. So if you're on a smaller bike or a single cylinder bike that's a small displacement and it's not good on freeways, you might want to pick different routes. I tried picking some different routes, specifically through Salt Lake City, and it just didn't work. Prepare to change your plans. My flat tire threw a big wrench into plans, and some things didn't happen that I would have liked to. But you have to roll with it. You just have to deal with it and not let that get to you. If you're riding with someone on your trip, be flexible. Be flexible to their plans, and hopefully they'll be flexible to your plans, things that you want to see. You don't want to be the person that's holding up the other person, or you don't want to be the person that is constantly doing everything you want to do and that person doesn't get to see. Now, when I was with Restless Mule, I was completely open to whatever. Restless Mule had been to Moab before, so he knew where to go. If I was to do this trip by myself, the next time, or even, actually, you know what, if I was to do this trip next time, or meeting someone again, or riding with someone, I would plan for more time. And in my case, being a solo rider, when I booked my hotel for last night, it's the first time I didn't book a hotel days in advance. When I went on the way down, I booked all my hotels in advance, so I had to be in certain places. So I gave myself enough time, which was good, because of course I had hurt my back. But I think next time I'm going to give myself more time, and I'm going to book my hotels more likely the day of where I might get. To give you an example, yesterday I was riding along and I decided I was just going to see how I feel, how far I could go before booking a hotel. Because I know there were a couple days, including my first day, when I had my very first day of this trip. When I was riding, I felt like I could have gone further. That might have made things a little easier later on. Maybe I could have canceled a hotel. So whether you can go further, or maybe you want to stop sooner. Maybe you find a town that seems really nice that you might want to stay in. So I would say just give yourself more time and be way more flexible. But if you have any ideas and you've done long road trips, I'd really like to hear about it. Thanks for watching. Take care and ride safe.